Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're making a chandelier. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just delete the default cube. I'm going to go ahead and get those screencast keys on. And we're going to go with this is going to be like a really simple build. So we're just going to go with a cylinder. Press G, bring it up. S for scale. Just bring it down just slightly. So this is going to be the top of the chandelier, and we'll have things dangling down here. So it's not going to be a traditional kind of gothic chandelier. It's going to be a bit more of a modern version. But we'll go with shade smooth. And all we need to do is just get, we could do another cylinder. Scale it up. Shrink it down. And then scale it up again. So this is going to be the pole where all the crystals sit. So we're just going to shade this smooth. I'm just going to bring this up. Just press G to bring it up. Scale it down a little bit more so it's a little bit thinner, and then we're going to scale it up just a little bit. So what you want to do, if we press 1 on the number pad right there, we press G, just bring it over to the side right here. We're going to put everything on it here. I'm just going to keep it central just for the moment. Just going to scale it down just slightly so that it sits on that red line. Maybe just past it, should be okay. Yeah, so we want to go roughly there. So next thing we want to do is go to add, and we're going to go with icosphere. Scale it down. And what we want to do, we want to put some materials on this to begin with. So what we're going to do, click the base that you're going to have. This is the part where the ceiling is going to sit. We're going to go to material, press new. We're going to have this as kind of a shiny gold. We'll do metallic on this one and then roughness down. If you've not already, put your render engine to cycles so we can see it like this. So what we can do, we can actually have another UV sphere, sorry, not a UV sphere, another cylinder even, underneath here as an emission. We'll install that in a moment. So what you want to do, take the line here that's going straight down, go to your materials tab, press new, make this black. We'll go to the icosphere right here, we'll go new. With this one we're going to go glass. And we're going to take the roughness all the way down. So anytime that you edit the glass right here, I'm just going to name this. This will carry the same material through any material that's assigned to that. Any objects assigned to that material even. So don't worry if you've got a little bit of a problem with one of them, because the problem with one of them will be the problem with all of them. You can just make some adjustments at the side. Let's go with... I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add some more of these icospheres to this line right here. So I'm just going to press, not 7, press 1, just for the side view. Grab your icosphere, just press Shift D, and we're just going to duplicate it, but to get it to go to an even kind of placement, press 1, and you'll have exactly one place between. So we'll notice that the icosphere is actually not touching the bottom right here where we want it. So I'm just going to bring this down so that it's just capping the bottom right there. Shift D, press 1, and it'll bring it up into the 1 position. We can go Shift D, Shift D, and then we can press 1 again. Now if you wanted little ones in between, we can go 0.5. So I'm just going to go Shift D 1 all the way up, and then we'll duplicate them again. And we can go 0.5, and then we can just move it to where it needs to be in regards to our design. So let's see how this one looks first. So let's press 1 on the number pad. Shift D, 1 on the number pad, Shift D, and then 1 on the number pad. So we now have this nice little kind of cascade of glass coming down the rod in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and just select all of these. We're going to go Shift D, and then just go down this axis right here. So this one is the Z axis. We're going to go 0.5, and that will sit them directly in the middle of the prior ones that we've made. Now we notice that we've got one's on the edges, kind of here. So we're just going to go ahead and just select that, press delete. So with this line right here that we have, just click in and drag across, which will select everything. So we're just going to go to 7. And we want to go into X-ray mode. So this is X-ray mode, just here, toggle X-ray. So we can see that they're right in the middle right here. So we're going to go with G, bring them to the side. You can have these just slightly overlapping, and then we're going to go ahead and Shift D, everything, and bring it over to this side. So now we should have 2 lines. So if I just take this and just put this sideways for you, we now have this. So what we want to do is just go ahead and box select these 2. So now we've got these selected. We're going to go Shift D, and we want to go G. You can go G, you can go up. Sorry, 1 second. Let's just take that back a moment. Press R for rotate, and rotate along the Z axis, and we're going to type in 90. So now we've got 90 degrees on each of these. So go again, select, and we want to put these just here. Now if we type in 90, we're going to have a little bit of an issue there. So I believe it's 25.5 or something. So hold on 1 second. So 90, and then we're dividing this by 2. So divide it by 2. 45. Sorry, 45. My maths is terrible this morning. So right, Shift D. Keep them where they are. Rotate on the Z-axis. We're going to go by 45. Select them again, and you just want to divide that by 2 again. So we're looking at 22.5. This is where I'm getting the 20 from. So we're going to go Shift D, rotate. I'm pretty sure that I've not just Shift D'd. I hope I've not just double Shift D'd. So we're going to go 22.5, and this will place that in the middle. And so now we have this kind of very nice dangly chandelier. So now we want the light in the middle, so we're going to go with cylinder. Just shape this down a little bit. And we're going to place that in the middle, just shade smooth. So right here we're going to make this one an emission. So we're going to go with new for materials tab. Come down to the emission from principal BSDF. And we should have this nice little emission that's coming from the central piece here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a ceiling, and I'm going to put a floor so you guys can see how the lighting's working. So I'm just going to go ahead, just put that there, just scale it out, and then I'm just going to go Shift D, move down. So now we have these kind of shadows that are happening because we've got a light right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. So now with this emission in the middle, we can actually turn this up a little bit so we can improve the strength. Now if you wanted to, you can make a little bit of a lip on the inside of the first piece. So if you have multiple of these chandeliers, you should see a better effect, really, than just one. Come on. Right, I'm just going to go back to standard mode just for 1 second, because for some reason it's just... There we go. I'm on X-ray mode, that's what's up. Press E, and then we're just going to scale in, and then we're going to go E and bring it upwards. And then for this central piece right here, which is the emission, we can kind of scale that outwards a little bit, and we can bring this up with G. So now we've got this nice little kind of crescent going on with a nice little border. So now we can see that the lights are kind of affected a little bit more by that. As I said, I would put in a couple of these chandeliers just to kind of light up a room, and maybe have some external background kind of pollution with light as well, just to kind of shine them a little bit more. Because if you've got it like this, you guys can see it like this, right? So that's how it is. And if we go ahead and we add an external light right here, so we add a point, Let's bring this across. Say like this is the light pollution from the outside of the room. Maybe you've got some chandeliers somewhere else, or maybe it's just natural light. We turn this up a little bit. We can see there's a lot more shine coming onto the glass beads. I mean, you can make the glass beads smaller if you wanted to, or the lines a bit smaller, and then add like more. But yeah, that's kind of the chandelier look that I was looking for. Yeah. I mean, you could also change the colour of the chandelier as well. So if you take the points right here, let's see, we could go green. Like green chandelier, we could go blue. I like that aqua. That aqua's nice. Kind of like, that reminds me of a bracelet that I used to have as a child. Like this kind of really aqua green bracelet I used to have. You turn blue in certain lights as well. It was nice. But yeah, you can change that, or you can change this gold right here at the top to maybe a silver, or you want to change it to like kind of like, let's match the colour here. So we've got kind of an orange that's going on. We could make that green if you wanted to. I personally don't think that I would have a chandelier that looks like this in my house, but yeah, you can go ahead and change the metal type right there. Maybe more of a reddish metal. I'm just going to backtrack on that. That looks horrendous. Yeah, so that's your basic chandelier. If I go just to position 1 just for a moment, I'm just going to duplicate this so you guys can see the lighting and kind of make your own assumptions on what you would like. So I'm just going to go Shift-D, bring this across. Now you remember that I said that if you affect one object within a materials tab and you've got that object assigned to other materials, it's gonna change everything. So if you wanted to change the glass, what you're gonna have to do is press the plus button, select the objects that you want, and then click assign. You're gonna have to do it in the edit mode tab. So if let me do an example for you guys. So every single bead right here that we have on these 2 chandeliers is green. So if, say, I was being picky and I wanted to make this particular bead a red bead, I could go into the edit mode. We're going to press A to select everything if everything is not already selected. We're going to press plus. We're going to click assign. So now what this is going to do, once we've got this assign, we're going to click new. And if we go back to the object mode, you'll notice that this is just a regular kind of looking bead. So what we're going to do, go to Principal BSDF, go to Emission, and we now have a white emission bead, a little bit of light in the middle of the chandelier, or we could go with Glass BSDF. And now we've got this clear little glass ball. If I just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So we've got this nice little clear glass ball. If we affect this one, so if we change the colour of this one, everything changes apart from that one little glass ball. So if we put these glass balls to white, kind of an offset white just to match that one, this ball right here is going to have a completely different colour. So I'm being picky and I want that ball as red. And then we now have a series of glass beads with 2 different materials to them, and one is the exception. So yeah, that was basically the tutorial for today. I just wanted to show you how to use glass. Yeah, go create, go do your thing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.